when you start going viral on TikTok, like it's game over.
Everyone in the UK sees it. Have you always like had this ambition to just make more money?
We should film a better video like next week.
You said that.
And he gave me his number. It's like the more you do, the more you grind at it, like the more you're gonna make. That's just...
You guys literally don't give a fuck, and that's what I love.
Like we're not gonna go home and cry about it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's video. This is a very, very special one. Whether you're looking to get into the OnlyFans industry or you're an active creator or an OnlyFans management agency, this is going to be an absolutely incredible video for you to watch. We have two very, very special guests who are genuinely one of the top creators in the whole of Europe of this side of the world. Without further ado, we're going to get straight into it. Just really, really quickly, if you have no idea who I am and this is the first time you're seeing me, my name is Marcus Hustle and I run an OnlyFans management agency, and we also coach young entrepreneurs on how to get started online and start making money. If you're interested, check out the links below. Without any further ado, let's jump straight into it. This is going to be an absolutely wild episode. So yeah, ladies, if you want to introduce yourself, Belle, if you want to go first.
So I'm Belle Olivia. I'm 20 and basically I've been doing OnlyFans since I turned 18 and I was in school while I was doing it, and yeah, that's me.
I'm Clarke and I've been doing OnlyFans for about 2 years.
Cool. I think what we'll do is obviously go into how you girls got started, right? So I think, Bella, you said you started when you was 18.
Yeah, so basically I'm like in Ireland, we are in school like pretty like late. We finish at like 18 or 19, and I've been waiting for like years to start this. Ever since I heard of OnlyFans, I was like, right, that's what I'm gonna do. So basically the day I turned 18, I just signed up and I was still in school. Like some people were like, you should have waited, but I was not wasting any time. So I just started straight away and I've just been going at it since then, really.
Oh, and what made you want to like really get into it? Was it more so the money side of it, the fact that you're always interested in kind of this content?
Like, I thought that industry was quite fun, to be honest. I just feel like it was something I do. I didn't really want a normal job, and I thought it'd be a good way of making money. So I was like, I'll give it a shot. Okay. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do like actual porn, and then obviously I heard of OnlyFans. I was like, that is perfect.
Perfect mix. Cool. Yourself?
So I actually started off by just selling my knickers. That was how I started when I was quite young, and then that escalates to photos, and then from there, and then before you know it, you're filming orgies and taking 2 cocks at once.
And how did you get into that, by the way? Pause, because I haven't heard a story like that before, how girls got into it. Starting by selling knickers, right? So how did that idea came about?
Yeah.
How did you...
I feel like I probably just got asked by someone, like, you know, on Instagram, and I was like, yeah, and then it just grew from there. And like the thing that made me want to do OnlyFans and that drew me to all of that kind of thing is I've always drawn to being quite bad. I like being a bit naughty, like even at school I was never behaved, so I just like doing what you shouldn't do, really.
Yeah, get a kick out of it.
Yeah.
And did you already have a following before you started, I'm assuming?
Not really, no. Because at first it was very, very secret for me. Right. Like even when I used to sell my knickers, nobody knew except me. Like I liked having a little secret.
Right, so somebody just DMs you, hey, can I buy da-da-da-da? You're like, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
And how much were you selling them for?
Well, when I first started, it was like £30, but then you just put the price up and up. Yeah. And then you you just start to learn.
Started making some side income. What was you doing at the time, by the way?
Yeah, so I used to work at JD.
Okay, yeah.
And I would literally like go to work, come back from work, and then all night I'd just be doing my OnlyFans like in my bedroom. And my mom actually didn't even know about it for like a year, so I was just sneaking around. I don't know how I got away with it. Just up all night in my bedroom doing it. But
and you guys started about 2-3 years ago, right?
Yeah.
About 2-3 years ago.
Nearly 3 years now, actually.
Was that pretty much when COVID started, right?
Yeah,
about 2020.
It was just the perfect timing.
Yeah, and I think that's when the massive boom happened, where everyone's just at home, horny, doing fuck all.
Oh yeah, it was perfect.
Going on OnlyFans.
It was ideal.
Okay, cool. Okay, so your first couple of months then, when you're initially starting out, because a lot of creators obviously they have their ups and downs, and typically the first month is always the hardest. Pretty much anything that you do. So how did you girls find like your first month?
Well, the ups were that I did really well, gained loads of followers, loads of subscribers, like really quick. But the downside was obviously I was still in school. I wanted to keep this a secret. Like I didn't want anyone to know. Like I lived in Dublin, which is like, it's just a small town. Like everyone knows everyone and everyone's so judgy. So I was like, okay, how am I going to do this without like anyone figuring out that I'm doing it? And especially my school would probably go mad if they had found out. Because, yeah, anyway. So I remember I made a TikTok and it came up on my best friend's little sister's For You page. She was like 12 and she texted me and she was like, what the actual fuck is going on? Like, because I remember I said to all my group of friends before I started, I just wanted their opinion. I was like, oh, I just see OnlyFans. Like, what do you think of that? Like, is it a good thing? And they're like, nah, what the fuck? Like, such a slut if you do that. I would never do that. Imagine stooping to that level. And I was just there like I knew already I was starting. I was like, okay, fuck, so I'm gonna have to keep this a secret. And then anyway, all my friends had found out. They'd passed it on to everyone in my school. I literally remember it was around the last few weeks of school. I just remember like walking in and just everyone in my class like just looked at me and I was like,
half
yeah,
of them subscribed.
they know. See, I was in an all-girls school.
Oh, okay.
Annoyingly. But yeah, and then how my mum found out was I used to do my messages like every night on the family laptop. Like, I don't know the thought process behind this at all. But anyway, sometimes I lack brain cells.
Yeah, I'm
but
not surprised.
yeah, it's just something I would have done anyway. Thought nothing of it. One day I was obviously tired. I forgot to log off. I just remember going down for breakfast that morning and my mum was just like, what the fuck? And she was like, what is going on? Like, what is this? And she just turned and like on the screen was just me shagging a lad. I was like, yeah, I really put like, it was just one thing I could have just logged off, but obviously I just had to sit down and explain to her, I'm not gonna lie, like, this is what I've decided to do. And she was just like, too far. Like, she was like, at least, because I told her that I was starting to sell like bikini pics, but I never told her I was like doing the whole shebang. So
this is before she found out, obviously, right? So
yeah. So she'd known of it because I was like getting money in, and she was helping me with my bank and stuff. She saw bikini pics or something, or like I was telling her I was like getting brand deals with like bikini companies, and I was just like I had it all loopholed, I thought. But anyway, I put my foot on it, and yeah, she found out from there.
Pretty
I probably scarred her for life. I actually feel really bad. Like, I just feel like, imagine that, like, just waking up, just going down to log on to your work in the morning, check your morning emails, and your daughter just shagging someone. It just comes up on the screen.
So
okay, sorry, Mum.
Bit of an awkward morning then, right?
Yeah.
With your family. Okay, great. And what about yourself? So did you tell your family, or how did they find out?
No, see, the first few months, or the first year for me, like, I was really sneaky because I was the opposite. Like, I think everything through and I'm quite sneaky like that. So I was being very sneaky, and I was like, there's hell no way I'm walking through the office and people have seen my flaps. So I was keeping everything on the D-low. Like, I didn't even do TikTok at first. So it was really slow for me until I actually started doing TikTok and like started like, when you start doing well as well, like, it's no longer a secret you need to hide because you're actually proud. Like, I'm proud of my content. Like, if anyone's seen any of my videos, they'll know why. Like, I'm pretty proud of my performances. But yeah, I kept it from my mom for like a year. Don't know how at all. Really don't. But then when I did tell her, like, she was completely supportive of it and she didn't mind at all. And then obviously, like, I'm fatherless, so you don't have to worry about that.
And you was obviously making a good living at that point, right? So you can kind of justify
it. Well, this is what I was saying all along to everyone. Like, well, I'll tell my mom when it's like when she can't really argue with it. Like,
And when you girls were first starting out, I know, Belle, you said like you always wanted to fucking get into it, right? Did you girls ever have like second thoughts about?
No.
Oh, shit, you didn't know.
No.
Yeah, and what yourself?
Not really. I mean, at first, like, it is a bit scary, but not second thoughts. If anything, that just drives me even more.
Yeah, I just wanted to do more and more and more.
You're getting a thrill out of like sneaking around, kind of, really.
And I think, girls, this is why you girls have done so fucking well, is because you genuinely love it.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You actually enjoy it.
Oh, we do.
Yeah, it's like it started with solo, and then I was like did it with one guy, and then I did it with two guys, and now we're making 3 guys, and then doing it with girls and guys. Just
we're so grateful to have found each other. Like,
you guys were the exact
never
same.
thought we'd find people that love it as much.
How did you two meet, by the way?
It was actually through one of our friends that was doing a collab.
I was doing the collab with the girl. She was already friends with Belle, and she literally she was like, I've got a friend that I think you would get on really well with, and I think you should meet her.
And then we met, and then
the rest
from there. The rest is history. That's how Belle and Alaska was made.
You guys have made a lot of content, obviously, at this point as well together,
and lots
right?
more to come.
Yeah.
Love it. So going back then, because I want to keep this kind of in a chronological order, because I'm sure a lot of people are interested, because this is the first podcast you guys have done, right?
Yeah.
And I think this is the first podcast in Europe that has an OnlyFans creator on it, like a proper one, which is quite funny. So your first couple of months then, it just worked. It just was going really well by the sounds of it. Yeah, straight away. in terms of kind of keeping it as a secret, you guys kind of covered a little bit about you definitely kept it a secret for a year.
Oh yeah.
At that point, was it already like completely public and everyone knew, or was it then you moved to Manny and it was obviously a new environment and then you were kind of more confident kind of, you know, creating online content on social media, that is?
Well, I was living in Dublin for like time, and like then eventually I was in college actually doing a course, and like because I just felt like I had to do it. Everyone was saying, oh, you should go college as a backup plan. I knew I didn't need to. I was making enough money, but I still just gave into it. You know, my mum was wanting me to do it, so I just wanted to just keep her happy, and I had nothing else to do. Like all my friends were in college in Dublin. No, there's not that many other creators in Ireland, so I was like, well, if I don't want to be bored and sit at home all day, like I'm just gonna go to college, like fuck it.
Right.
But then it got to the point like I hated it. Like I was just sitting in that class like wanting to take the piss, but like you're not in school anymore, like you can't mess around, like everyone's there to be serious. So I was like, and I hadn't, the only thing that was kind of keeping me, I had like literally one friend, and I had a boyfriend at the time, but then when me and my boyfriend like kind of fell apart because I just wasn't working, I was like, well, there's nothing holding me back, so I'm just gonna fuck it and move to Manchester. Well, I wasn't actually, because I just did I was going over to do a collab with one of our friends, and when I got there I was like, you know what, I'm not leaving.
Here to Manchester. Yeah.
So then I went back to Ireland, got my shit 1 week later, and I was like, yeah, haven't left since. I just dipped, and it was the best decision.
And yeah, I mean, by that point you were obviously all in already. It was working, so
everyone already knew, so.
And you can connect with a lot of people here in Manchester.
Exactly,
as well,
like you don't understand. In Dublin, there's no one there. Like it's just so like dry. But here, you can see so many creators, so many opportunities. Like it's just the best move, really.
And yourself, Alessia?
Yeah, well, I feel like everyone started finding out for me when I started going viral on TikTok. I feel like when you start going viral on TikTok, like it's game over.
Yeah.
Like,
Everyone in the UK sees it.
You never know whose screen that's going to pop up on.
Everyone's.
Yeah, but I just moved to Manchester because I just wanted to move to like a big city and like meet new people and stuff. Yeah.
Did you think about London or no? London so much?
I did, but I just love driving my car too much. And in London, you can't really drive
Traffic.
around. You have to go on them smelly little tubes, and we hate them.
Yeah, no.
And, like, it's not for me. That I just want to drive around in my comfortable car.
Yeah, I hate going underground.
Yeah.
And I asked somebody else's question as well, because I think this is a common misconception that a lot of people have outside who aren't obviously doing OnlyFans. A lot of people think that, oh, you know, these creators, their life is easy. They just post a couple of pictures and they make a lot of money. But at the end of the day, that it's actually a fucking business, right? Like you girls, even here, whilst we're setting all of this up, you girls were literally just on your phone working. Like I literally could see it.
We were just editing a video to send out on threesome. So.
And have you always like had this ambition to just make more money?
Yeah.
You know, just actually just.
It's addictive.
Yeah.
It's like the more you do, the more you grind at it, like the more you're gonna make. That's just.
And for you in particular, Belle, because you mentioned that before you started OF, you was always already like, I just can't wait to turn 18.
Yeah, I knew. I had my game plan. I was like, the second I turn 18, it's going down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it the same with yourself? Like you started making that money online, selling, and then you thought, I could really make money out of this. And then obviously when the money's coming in, and you're like, all right, let me just go fucking all in.
Let's just go mad.
All right, wicked. Cool. So you guys met, you guys moved to Manchester. I think the thing that I'm really curious about is, was there ever a certain point, because your girl's story is definitely different to most people that I've spoken to. Most people, they have like this, not a breaking point, but just essentially a point where they're like, right, this is where it just went crazy. But by the sounds of it, as soon as you girls started, it was just going great straight away.
Not for me. For me, it was when I started going viral on TikTok.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
And was that after the year?
Yeah, that was probably after that was within the first year.
Yeah.
But like there was a good few months before that, and like it was when I started going viral on TikTok, that's when it started, and I was like, oh, okay, right, I'll quit my job now.
Couldn't keep it a secret as well at that point. And that's amazing as well. You're able to quit your job and do this full time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
literally bought an apartment and quit my job and moved to Manchester. Like, yeah.
That's fucking sick. All right, cool. And what's kind of your lifestyle now then, girls? Like, you're obviously making a good amount of money, a good lifestyle. Do you guys travel much? What do you guys do outside of OnlyFans before we jump all into kind of
So
OnlyFans?
in summer, we were traveling a lot. I feel like we're more like travelers in summer, and then we're a bit more grind in the winter months.
Right.
So we're kind of like, because we know for a fact when like festival season and like Ibiza season comes up, like we're going to want to go away. So that's why we're just kind of getting as much content as we can done like in these months, I feel like. But yeah, we just kind of,
You go to the odd rave.
Oh yeah, we love
to
rave.
party.
Yeah.
Love to party.
Yeah.
That's the one thing you can't keep us away from. Yeah.
And you guys do a lot of content as well, right?
Oh,
whilst
loads.
you're traveling.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like if we travel, like we might meet up with a creator and then just have a cheeky shag and a cheeky film, and it's great.
And you was telling us about some of them, Belle. You was talking about some, was it Ibiza?
Oh,
You've done a
God.
bunch.
Basically, we were a bit mad in Ibiza. That was definitely some questionable actions happening there.
The first
Both of
day we got there, like we got a message from our friend Brad Greenwood.
Yeah.
And we were all thinking about filming, because I'd already filmed with him before with another guy, so a boy, girl.
But he wanted
So you
to
can
get
imagine
the
what
Belle
that's
in
like.
Alaska experience.
Yeah, he did. So
Obviously, we have to
yeah,
deliver.
so he brought a friend, and like he came round to our hotel, and we had a foursome. Like I
Yeah.
think they came
First day.
fresh from the club.
Yeah, we came fresh off the plane.
Yeah, we were fresh off the plane. They were fresh from the club. It was
Straight to business.
It was
Straight to business. It was a bit. Yeah. Anyway, wasting our time.
yeah, but it was a good tape.
It was a really good video.
It was kind of mad. Yeah.
One of our best sellers, actually.
Yeah.
They just what went down the first day of our Ibiza trip.
I think it's 'cause
And
it
it
was
gets
so not
progressively
planned
worse.
as well. Like it's just mad clips like that we were just doing because we were
Day 2 in Ibiza then gets even worse. That's when we had a few more of our friends, some of the lads that do OnlyFans as well, and I was planning on collabing with one of them anyway. And actually 2 of them. I was planning on collabing with 2 of them, but separately. Anyway, so we get to O Beach, and I see them all, the whole group, in the VIP, and including 2 of the ones that I was planning on collabing with. So I obviously go in, and they're friends. So we're all obviously fucked, like we're out of it, we're drunk. And I can't remember how we got into it, but I was like, oh, I'm supposed to film with both of you at some point. And then I just feel like something clicked, and all our heads were like, let's just all film together, the 3 of us, right now, like in O Beach. And I was like, yeah, that's such a good idea. You know, when you're like drunk, you're just like, yes. So obviously I'm up for anything, like let's go, I'm in that Ibiza spirit. So we're like, shit, what we do it in the toilets. Whoever owns O Beach, like I actually am genuinely sorry, but we go into the toilets of O Beach. The boy, we tried to go into the girls, but it's too sketchy, like it's just too obvious. But we just ran into the boys. I think it was happening for like 1 minute.
I remember being like, where's Belle? And someone's like, she's being kicked out. I'm like, why?
Anyway, we were at it for 1 minute. There's videos of it going on in the cubicle. Next, you know, the fucking door starts banging open. The door opens, there's 3 security guards just grab all 3 of us and kick us out, and everyone's just in the toilet like, what
so you're fucking in the cubicle,
fucking in the cubicle,
recording it, bang,
3 security guards
bang.
open the door. I felt like I was actually in a movie scene. It just happened so fast, and like we were just dragged out, thrown out.
So when they open the doors,
You were in a
everything's still
movie
going
scene.
I
on.
was in a movie
Your
scene,
own
my own
movie.
movie. Fucking hell. The things we do for our content anyway, but that wasn't over yet, so we were like, shit, we're kicked out, what do we do? So we just went back to the hotel and finished the video off.
Finish the video part 2.
And yeah, it was a good 15-minute long video, also a pretty fan favourite, so yeah.
Fantastic. Do you feel like sometimes now that you travel or go to like festivals, for example, because you've done some festival content as well, which I can talk about in a sec. Do you sometimes feel like whilst you're booking a trip, you're kind of already thinking about what content can I do, who to do it with? Yeah. And it kind of pays for the trip, right? The trip essentially becomes free.
Exactly.
Which is
Sometimes you think, right, but sometimes it's just unplanned, and it's just like the opportunity arises, and it's like, just get the phone out and film it.
Yeah,
like,
it's so easy.
Just sometimes film like real life.
Yeah. Sometimes you're just like, should we just film this?
Sometimes just that works better as well because
Yeah,
it's more natural.
it's so natural.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about kind of the types of content. We spoke a little bit about just one there. What's been some of the craziest content that you girls have created on OnlyFans?
Oh God, I'd say the craziest thing I've ever done was, like, I was proper going through a midlife crisis.
Yeah.
So when I fucked a taxi driver, and everyone, like, it actually was,
Like
I
a
hate to
full-on
say,
fake taxi in real
no,
life?
it was real.
Like, but like an actual real life one.
Yeah, it was not planned. I was like 18 and I'd gone through a big fight with my boyfriend, and basically, and I went out to like a party and drinking, and when a guy annoys me, like I start doing some mad shit, like I go off the rails just because I'm a weirdo. Anyway, so I go to this party, I'm so drunk, and I'm like, I'm just gonna walk home. And then I started walking home. I was actually, fuck that now, I'm not gonna walk, let's get a taxi. So I called the taxi, and you know when like you're just so like off your head, you're such an oversharer. Next thing you know, the taxi driver knows my whole life story. He knows all about my job. And I was like, oh yeah, like I was actually supposed to be filming, because me and my boyfriend at the time were supposed to film content that day, and he just ditched me off, and we'd gotten a fight, so I was annoyed. I was like, fuck's sake, I was supposed to be sending a new video out. So it's like, yeah, I know, I was supposed to be filming content, but he bailed on me. And the taxi driver was like, oh really, like I can't remember, it gets blurry, but one thing led to another, one conversation led to another, and we just came to the conclusion that we're gonna film together. And this taxi driver was like literally 45, like it's not even a fake video, like there's literal proof for anyone that doesn't believe me. this is the worst part, I think. We literally pulled in, like, I swear to God, 30 seconds around my house, like, just around the corner from my house, get into the back of the taxi, filmed the video. This taxi man lasted 30 seconds long. It was the shittest video, but, like, and ew, it was actually disgusting as well, I'm not gonna lie. It was pretty traumatizing.
Wasn't the greatest actor then, though?
No, I just think he took his opportunity with full.
He wouldn't.
For 30 seconds, he enjoyed it.
Anyway, I feel like he actually, like, fulfilled his taxi man's, like, fantasy so much. Anyway, it's just, like, it was embarrassing, but you know what, I tell the story, fuck it, it was something that happened. And yeah, that was my past.
Was that your form of payment for the taxi, or did you actually?
No, I paid.
You had to pay.
I paid. It was already paid for. You know, on these Uber apps, like, they're already paid for. And the funny thing is, when I got out of the taxi, I was like, oh, maybe we should film a better video, like, next week.
You said that.
And he gave me his number.
And have you?
And he texted no, and then I woke up sober the next morning, and I was like, there is no fucking way. And he texted me and said, had a good night. Let me know when you want to film it next.
Oh wow! So taxi drivers.
I just feel so bad. Like, my parents could have been, like, literally, like, out just walking around. Like, imagine just seeing that your daughter's getting her back blown out in the taxi behind the taxi
Did
driver.
you fuck as well, or did you just?
Oh no, we fucked. Well, I sucked him off, and then we fucked, but it literally was like 30 seconds. Like, he just couldn't hold it in. It was a very, very short video. So yeah. Anyway, that's me.
That's your story. Fucking hell, yeah. I mean, it's a story and a half. Yeah. I haven't heard that before.
Yeah, so sometimes it has to be done, you know. Someone has to deliver the stories to tell the kids.
Do you as well, like, what kind of crazy fetishes, like the craziest ones? Sure, you kind of get obviously your feet, your ass, your tits, but
just
is
like
there any
shitting? So many of my subscribers want me to shit for them. It's a bit weird. I haven't done it, but, like, pissing as well. So someone wanted me to piss into my own mouth, and they, like, gave me a proper guide on how to do it. I had to pull my legs back and just, like, direct it into my mouth. I was like, you know what? Nah. I don't think my flexibility will go that far. So I had to deny that one. Usually, but I'm pretty open. Like, there's not a lot I won't do. Another one that was really weird. Well, no offense to the guys watching this, but this guy was like, I want you to do a custom with a dildo, but it's a very specific dildo. And I was like, no problem. He's like, I'll buy you the dildo, by the way. So he's like, I'll just send you the link and you send me your whatever. It was a dog stick dildo. So this is a specifically shaped dick of a dog, and like a big dog too, like a German Shepherd type of vibe. Anyway, I was like,
did you actually buy it?
I don't think I could do this, you know. This is when I used to do my messages in Dublin, and I'd sit there and I'd do my messages. Sometimes my dog would sit beside me, so my dog was sitting beside me, and I was just like,
or imagine your mom's just like, oh, Belle, you've got a package, I've just opened it.
And I just whip out this absolute horse. Like, what the fuck?
No, what's this on a family laptop on Amazon? What
I just felt so uncomfortable. Like, my dog was sitting beside me, and this guy's trying to get me to ride a dog. So I was like, nah, do you know what? Pass.
Yeah.
I can't do this.
What about yourself, Alaska? Some mad requests?
The maddest, like, one that I've actually done is like this. Well, this is one of. This guy just wanted me to literally, like, lay my phone down and like stamp on it with my foot so that he could pretend that I was, like, stamping on his head. And he bought quite a few videos of me just doing the same thing, which was that.
A few for the collection.
Yeah. Like, he'd just get more. Like, he'd be so over the moon with it as well. He'd be like, "This is perfect." Just me with my foot, like, just stamping on the phone. I'm like, "Yeah, great." Yeah.
Pretty easy. Very good. And I just wanted to touch there, Bella, you mentioned about how you was on your laptop, like, doing all the messages to, like, crazy late. And I think that's another really common misconception. I know we're just having a laugh, but I think a lot of people, again, just like, think, these girls are probably not doing a lot of work.
The time that really goes into it is more than a normal 9 to 5. Like, you're working longer hours.
Yeah, I used to do it from, like, 10 p.m. to, like, literally 6 a.m. because it's just addictive. Like, if people are still online and want to chat and you want to make customs and do video calls, well, I'm going to still be on, do you know?
Would you say the busiest period was probably during that lockdown, right?
Oh yeah, oh my god, it was madness.
Yeah. And what was your kind of typical day-to-day looking like?
Well, I'd be waking up at like 6 p.m. because I'd be asleep for so long, because I'd be up for so long, because just in the middle of the night is when everyone's online chatting. Right. So I'd do that, and then I'd go and make my TikToks. I'd actually go to the gym, and then I'd come back and do my messages. And yeah, I didn't really have much life.
That's it, right? And how long did you do that for, like, constantly?
Like a year. And then I pretty much quit school because I couldn't, like, when school started back and I was doing my message till like 5, 6, 7 a.m. sometimes. Yeah. Like, I'd be having school at like 8 a.m. Like, I couldn't do that, like 1 hour sleep. So I just ended school then.
I was going to say,
like,
you
fuck
must
that.
have been thinking, fuck school.
Yeah,
I'm making so much
last 2-3 months I was like, nah, I'm going to dip.
money. Yeah.
So I just didn't come in.
Were you
And
in
thank God.
college or sixth form at that
No,
point?
this was my last year in actual school.
Oh, school, okay, yeah.
In
And-
college as well, then that's when I was kind of back doing my messages, like after summer. It was fine because I didn't have to go in anywhere. But then I started college again. That was up early. I was like, nope.
Mm. Did you have a similar story, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, well, because I was really busy as well, like through the night working, but I didn't find it that hard because like I've got quite a high sex drive anyway. I'm quite a horny person, so doing sexting and video calls was no bother to me. When I was at work all day, like you've got to come and blow off some steam anyway.
Yeah.
So then I'd just do that all night.
That's actually funny that you say that too, because like when I was doing my message, like I'd actually have to blow off steam as well. I just feel like when you're in the environment of everyone being like really horny, like it just definitely rubs off for me. So yeah.
And again, it goes back to the conversation, the fact that like you guys are just enjoying it, like you actually fucking love it.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's not
You
even-
can't. I just feel like you can't do it if you don't love it. Like
Yeah.
you can tell when someone doesn't love it. And they're the girls that don't do well.
Yeah.
Because stop forcing it. Like
Heart
you
sweating it,
clearly
yeah.
don't like it.
Have you obviously got a lot of connections now? Do you do a lot of collabs with other girls here in the UK, or do you? Yeah.
We
yeah,
haven't gone really abroad yet, but in the
Okay.
UK there's loads of girls to do collabs with now, and guys. There's loads more OF boys.
And how does that typically look like? Do you girls reach out to them, or they reach out to you?
Could be both
It's a bit
ways.
of
Bit of
both,
both,
yeah.
Because the reason why I'm asking is I'm sure there's a lot of girls or guys even watching this who would want to start OnlyFans. Any advice or tips kind of you'd give them?
Or just
There's a
like
lot probably,
don't
but-
half-ass it. You're either gonna go all out and like just know that once you start, like there's no going back. Your tits and your fanny's gonna be on the internet forever, or video you're getting shagged. So yeah, I feel like it's not that deep anymore though.
And yourself?
Yeah, pretty much
Go
the same.
all in. Yeah.
Yeah, just make sure you're comfortable with it.
And I was going to ask, so you girls, what's your, because there's so many people, whenever I do a podcast and like somebody's interviewing me, everyone's always like, oh, but what about these girls in the future? Like, you know, have they not considered this and that, you know, when they have a family? What's your thoughts on that, if somebody was to ask you that?
Well, when I have a family, like, they're going to be my family, so they're going to support me, what I do, and they're going to understand that it's work, so...
My family's gonna be living a luxurious lifestyle, so I don't care. They're gonna be loving it. Everyone's like, yeah, everyone's saying, oh, well, your kids are gonna be bullied. Yeah, bullied in their lovely house with their holidays all the time and their MILF as a mum.
And of course, by the time we're having children, we're probably not doing it anymore. So then people are, they're gonna get bullied at school. People at school are not gonna know.
I want to be a MILF though.
Because I don't plan
I'm gonna
on having
rebrand
kids for ages.
So do you guys have kind of other things going on the side as well, or is it just OnlyFans full time?
OnlyFans full time, yeah.
Full time, yeah, both of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Because I spoke to another girl just before you guys, and she does kind of glamour modeling, I believe it was called. Is that something you guys have explored, or webcamming or anything?
Really?
No, I used to do webcamming,
Yeah.
so I feel like I'm quite good at doing video calls because I used to do that a lot. But
Yeah.
then, I feel like I moved over to just OnlyFans because it's like you can stay in touch with like certain people. Like it's
Yeah.
always the same people, so you can build like relationships with
Yeah.
your subscribers, kind of thing. It's not just different people every day.
Yeah.
You build like connections.
Yeah, and kind of come back to them, talk to them each day. So
Yeah,
you
exactly.
have some subscribers that have been with you for quite some time.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And you Skype them and kind of call them. And things
Yeah,
like,
like some of
Yeah.
them even have my number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of them have my number.
Uh-huh.
And we kind of chat like just the best subscribers. I don't mean best subscribers, but like the most reoccurring subscribers.
And what would you girls say is like the biggest earner for you girls in terms of kind of everything from I'm assuming customs, but everything from live streams, customs, calls, anything like that?
Well, I'd say like just boy girl content makes me the most money. Just getting shagged.
Yeah, probably same.
Has there been like, I mean, I know for you the taxi
Oh god.
but I was gonna say
That has made me so much money. I swear to God, everyone wants to see it. Like I don't blame them. If I was allowed, like I'd show me that video right now. Some random girls shagged a taxi driver. I'd be like, what the actual fuck is wrong? Is everything all right at home? Like what possessed? But anyway, yeah. I mean, it makes me money. So
I was gonna say if there've been some like absolutely like horror stories, but I'm assuming the taxi one is that.
there's then loads of horror stories, but the
Yeah.
taxi driver definitely is the
Tops
winner.
it.
Whenever I tell people, it's like, there's no way you've done that. Like people like look at me different and they're like,
Yeah.
I was 18.
I actually had one where I was filming with a guy in my car, like a car sex tape, and obviously I sent it out to all my subscribers, and it's actually still available now, but a few of my subscribers were messaging me like, you do know there's people walking past and looking in the car, and I obviously had not like watched it properly before I'd like sent it out, and I was just like, oh.
She showed me there's actually a man's head just like in the window. I was like, how did you not see that? She's just going at it.
Too busy into the action.
Yeah, I was just too, well, exactly, I couldn't put it better
Try just
myself.
walking your dog.
Just in the moment, you're just not paying attention to your surroundings, I suppose. Like, it's just a bit more fun as well, and it's a bit more risky, isn't it, in public? So
Well, yeah,
we love a bit of
definitely in
that.
public, that one.
We love that. What about in Marbella when me and you, we filmed?
That was odd.
We filmed like solo public ones, and we were supposed to be like keeping watch for each other whilst we were like, you know,
Doing it. Because we found a nice
doing
spot on
it
the beach.
On the beach.
It wasn't that hidden,
like
basically.
behind this like beach bar
Yeah.
thing. And when Belle was like meant to be like watching that no one was going to walk past, she, you know,
I went off on the phone.
she's
And
on the phone. She's not to be trusted. And I'm there, legs open, making myself squirt, an absolute fountain coming out. Next thing I look up, there's a man walking his dog, just strolling by, and I'm like, Belle.
I was like, whoa. Oh,
Not
was
doing
so
your job
funny.
there.
Nah, I just got so distracted. I can't remember. And the next thing you know, I'm having a great conversation, and then
You filmed a
she's
lot
making it rain over in the fucking beach bar.
That's hilarious. You guys do a lot of public content then, yeah?
Yeah.
Try.
But it's like, it's not actually allowed on OnlyFans, but
I was
like
gonna
if
say,
you
I'm
do it,
assuming not
There's
now.
ways around it.
there's ways around it. Like if people aren't in it, you know,
Yeah.
it's in it, like outdoor content. Like I remember in Ibiza, like I was trying to film a video, and like, you know, if you've been to Ibiza, like the beaches aren't very hidden. Like I was actually walking for ages trying to find a good spot in like San Antonio, like kind of where like Wiki Woo was. You know those like cliffs, not cliffs, but like rocks. And there's rocks. So I went over there. And I was going, well, there was no one out there. But the next thing you know, someone comes zooming on their little jet ski. I was like, oh, fuck. In the sea. Because I was like facing out to the sea. And I was just there like, legs open. And I was like, I was like, nah, scrap that. I can't do that. So embarrassing.
Yeah, because that's
They're
what I was
probably
going to say. There's a rule on LF where they really don't like outside content, right?
Nah.
Even if it's in your garden.
Yeah.
No, I think it's
sounds
okay.
private.
Yeah.
There's certain ones that are okay. As
Well,
long
Yeah,
as
there's
it's
people
not
that
emailed
too
them.
public.
I emailed them as long as they said it's in your private property
Hmm.
and no one's in it. So yeah, we just kind of have to go by the rules.
Have
now.
you had much like trouble with OnlyFans? Like, have you ever put anything out there that was maybe OnlyFans reached out and saying, "Oh, don't do that. You might get your account banned," or
Yeah, when I was in college, I took a few videos in college.
in
They were just
school?
like, yeah, in school.
Yeah, I had one that I was like, it was like a little role play thing, and I was like pretending, I was like a schoolgirl that was pretending to be asleep.
Oh god.
I stepped for the game, and it got removed because apparently you're not allowed to do that.
Pretending
But it's CNC, yeah.
to CNC.
They probably didn't know
allowed.
the actual story. They just thought, yeah, okay, this is
This is
not.
fucked.
Well, no,
This
I
is
think
not
they knew
fucking
full well
allowed.
what. Yeah. Anyway,
Anyway,
you're not even allowed to pretend apparently if it's role play. Yeah.
Do you guys remember when OnlyFans on Twitter they announced that all
I nearly had a heart attack.
yeah,
That nearly sent me to a grave.
and I think it was for like 3 days they genuinely like said, look, all
Yeah.
explicit content. Yeah.
was
What
like
was you girls kind of thinking for those 3
Shit
days?
and bricks.
I wasn't actually concerned because I just thought everyone's just going to go to somewhere else. Like
Yeah, true.
where there's demand, there's supply.
Yeah.
So, you know, there'd just be a new OnlyFans. Another one would take the opportunity and be the main
yeah.
like platform. So
For example, like FanView and things like
yeah,
that.
exactly.
What's your girls' thoughts on that? Do you have them?
No.
No,
No, just staying on OnlyFans.
it's just like you want all your content in one
place.
place.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just it's
Don't want to
already.
mix it up.
And plus, if we were like having more than one, then we wouldn't be putting enough effort into it. Like,
Yeah.
because we want to put all our effort into one, so we
Yeah.
can give it our all.
Yeah.
So it's just we don't have the time because we like to do everything ourselves. So
Yeah.
I think as well, everyone's so used to the word OnlyFans on the platform. I think
Yeah.
people, from the subscribers' point of view, they're comfortable putting their details in and
Yeah.
subscribing,
it's
right?
kind of like nowadays. It's like Instagram. Like
Yeah, yeah.
everyone
Yeah.
just has an account. It's just like another social media in a way.
Funny enough, we were talking whilst we're driving here, like the amount of new creators that have come about for like the last, I mean,
Yeah.
even beginning of this year, 2023,
Yeah.
there are absolutely tons.
But I think it's
Um,
quite hard time to come into it because there's
Yeah.
already people that are so established.
Yeah.
I feel like we're lucky because we've already made our names.
Yeah.
We even
Right.
started from time, so I feel like we're fine. But definitely, if someone was to start now, like have fun, yeah, it's gonna be hard. But you'll get there. Like if you really work at it, like
Yeah, of course.
I mean, even for you guys, for example, you've been doing it for about 2-3 years. 2-3 years is actually not a short amount of fucking time. In the
Yeah.
grand scheme of things, short is a tiny amount of time, but
Yeah.
2-3 years to stick at something constantly. I mean,
Mhm.
by the sounds of it, you girls have story after story of
Oh
how many,
God, it's
you know,
never a dull day.
how much content you guys have done. Have you got anything else that sticks out, by the way, in mind in terms of content?
Oh yeah. What else have we done?
Anything that comes to mind, like a particular person?
Oh, well, one of our friends, he's a very close friend, he's like our boy best friend.
Boy best
actually.
friend.
Like,
Ed.
we used to take turns with sharing him, and
Both of you, yeah.
like, and then we both thought we'll just have a threesome, and
Yeah.
we'll
We were in actually a little bit of a relationship as well, all
it was
over
like a little
TikTok.
triangle. It was like a
So-
little love triangle, like.
And then eventually when that ended, we were just like, I'll just film. Like, it wasn't even weird.
No,
So,
we just
yeah.
had fun.
Just had
Like,
fun.
People online probably think like you guys were in a relationship with Ed.
Yeah.
I think, was it yourself, Belle?
It was
That
me,
one?
yeah. But then, yeah, that obviously, I just decided we'd be better as friends.
Yeah, yeah.
So then that's why, like, me and Alaska and Ed, we were just like, let's all film together.
And how did you meet Ed, by the way?
Oh my
'Cause
God, we
you
met
guys
him
are
on a
really good
we
friends,
TikTok
actually
though.
live.
and then we went on a double date.
And I went on Alaska went on a date with Ed. And then I went on a date with Ed's friend.
I think you were actually on a date with Ed's friend. You were supposed to be with Ed,
Yeah.
and I was with his friend. But then we switched
Switched.
on during the actual date, and then I don't.
Then-
The other guy he was out of the picture, and then
You kind of had a
Elle
thing.
and Bed, so
Ed and Bed.
Belle and Ed. So it was like a bit of a homie hop from Ed.
Yeah.
Didn't end up in a
in
foursome,
between.
that double date.
No.
No.
No, we don't know about that guy's sexuality, to be honest. So.
Yeah.
A bit of a zesty guy. I've heard some mad stories about guys on OF who are straight.
Oh
But
yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
is that something you've seen or
Oh,
heard?
I've seen too much.
Yeah.
I've seen too much. I've seen half my lad best friends bent over with their asses gaped. But you know what? They're making money, so.
Yeah. I mean, even Ed was making a good amount of money on
Ed, when
OF as
Ed,
well.
yeah, he used to. I don't know if he still does now, but like he made a good amount of money. Yeah.
I remember I think it was him that was saying about the balloon request. Did he tell you about it?
No.
Oh yeah, he told me about that. He was telling me about that the other day.
What balloon?
Like someone wanted him. It was like a specific colour of balloon, and all I'd had to do was he had to pop the balloon by,
Yeah, like by
sitting on it.
What
But
the?
it was like a
fuck?
specific balloon. Like there were specifics to it.
No, that's fucked.
Yeah.
Have
That's
you guys
really
had
strange.
like requests like that? Like rubber gloves and shit like that. Some of our models get like
think.
latex requests and shit
Oh
like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
I had a weird one to get a stick of butter and put it in my ass and let it melt out. So yeah, I did it. Anyway, yeah, not gonna lie. So basically, it was really
Can I
hard.
ask how much
I'm
you-
not even gonna lie. Like it was the most hardest thing because like how the fuck was this? I got my butter. I went to the shop. My mum was like, "What are you getting from the shop?" I was like, "Don't ask questions. Come back with my butter." And she's like,
Did you have to
"We're
like get a
baking?"
big dildo and like widen it first?
No. I just tried to get my nail and just like I tried to like obviously open the seal and put the butter in, and the guy was actually not happy with the custom because apparently I didn't do it right because it didn't melt out properly because I couldn't get enough in. So I tried my best.
Too tight.
Yeah.
You
Oh, I
used
also had to do a custom where I had to like slap myself in the face those times.
With what?
I just like slap myself all over my body.
Just with your hands?
Yeah. For like 5-10 minutes.
You've done that?
Yeah.
I actually have one where it's quite a bit embarrassing that I actually did this one as well. But I actually had to tie myself to a chair with that. What's that tape that's like masking tape?
Duct
But it's the
tape.
proper
Duct tape?
one, the grey one, the
Gorilla
proper
tape?
industrial one.
Yeah,
I had to like tie my legs together with this tape and then myself to the chair and put it over my mouth. And bearing in mind, I was fully clothed too. I wasn't even naked. But he had specific requests about the outfit. Bit strange. But then I had to just pretend that I was like trapped and just like for a while. But he paid hundreds for this. So.
Yeah. Did somebody help you like get out? I'm just imagining.
Actually, no, it was a bit
Done
of
it
a
all
struggle.
yourself?
I mean, I was a bit too embarrassed to
Get somebody
get
to.
any assistance, so I just.
Was this before you two met?
I think it actually was.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I was gonna say actually, to be honest, that probably does help a lot. Both of you creating content together.
Oh,
You
yeah,
truly
we
help
just
each other.
film for each other sometimes.
Yeah, and
and
like being in the
things.
same household, it's like when she's filming, I'm like, oh, I should get down to business, or like
Yeah.
if I'm filming, like we just kind of
Yeah,
motivate
then we
each
can
other.
like just talk about work
Yeah,
at the end of the day.
exactly.
Even like I mentioned earlier, before we started this podcast, you girls were literally here talking about, how much should I send this out for? This and this.
Yeah,
Always just kind of.
because like being in the environment, like we can just trade ideas, what we think could do better, just like motivate each other. Yeah.
Do you, outside of creating content with girls, do you actually network with a lot of girls or guys that do OnlyFans, or
What do
kind
you
of
mean?
just
Like,
in terms of like sharing ideas or
like
tips
chatting
about
to
marketing?
people. Oh yeah, loads. I've loads of friends
Yeah.
that kind of chat way too. Like everyone in our friend group pretty much does OnlyFans. There's a
Yeah.
few
Yeah.
that don't, but like
Yeah.
majority of
enough.
people have done TikTok.
Yeah. And do you kind of talk
Insta.
about marketing and things like that as well, or is it
Yeah.
mainly just like going out for drinks and stuff? You do, yeah.
Well, we do actually go out for drinks a lot.
Bit of both. Bit of both.
Yeah.
Bit of both, yeah, exactly.
And we mentioned earlier that you guys just love going out, right? That's one of your.
I love going out. Like I can't wait to go out again.
Do you guys got anything planned soon, like a trip away abroad or something? There?
I feel like the next thing we've just been kind of going to a few raves here and there. We're not going to go too crazy because
Yeah.
the amount of stuff we have planned in summer is like mad. Like we're going to
excited for Hideout.
Hideout
Hideout.
Festival in
Went last year.
Croatia. Just basically like a full week of just getting absolutely out here free. I wouldn't have it any other way. Like it's not better. Where else? Ibiza. We haven't like booked Ibiza, but like I feel like Ibiza's like we'll see when everyone's over there.
And every trip we take, like we're still, even though we're like having fun, we're still always thinking about OF. Like
Yeah.
literally on the plane to Hideout, I think we literally filmed a video in the plane
Yeah,
in the
you
plane
did.
toilet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Actually,
you too.
we actually made one in O Beach, and we were like under the influence of a certain something, and we couldn't really walk. I can't say, I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, but like we were trying to get. Someone was like trying to take a video of us going into the pool like from behind, but we were so like immobile trying to walk down the stairs. Do you know what I'm talking
And this
about?
was a TikTok, by the way. This is not.
Oh
like
yeah, no, this is
any
a
sort of
TikTok.
naked thing going on.
Nah.
I can imagine what you guys were on.
It was so the video's still up. I'm pretty sure on one of your
Yeah,
accounts.
I think so.
The plane just gave me an idea. What places have been like the craziest
Oh yeah.
venues where you've taken some content?
I've done videos in the plane toilets, train toilets. I think Europe too.
Yeah, I think, and just outside, getting a facial while you're just outside in the woods,
Yeah.
as you do.
Did that initially
Forests.
that initially scare the fuck out of you doing things in public, or is it
No,
like
it's
No.
fun. Like we love a bit of riskiness.
I'm not gonna lie, it's so
We
embarrassing.
love
that makes it more fun?
If you get caught though, like it's
Yeah.
like I remember I was literally like this was back in Dublin, and like I literally went out on my own, like such a loner, to this like beach area really early. Didn't think anyone would be out there because it was kind of public, but this is the only like public-y place that I could do it. So I was like, fuck, I just need to go for it. And then next thing you know, like I hear this noise and this dog just comes running around. And then the next thing you know, this man comes chasing the dog. He's like, oh shit, I'm so sorry. And I was like, oh no. And I like kind of like tried to hide it off as I was just taking a piss, like as if I went behind the bushes to take a piss. But like there's me like with my whole ass set up and tripod. He was probably like, what the actual? He was like, did I actually see that? Like there's no way.
Yeah, for me, my first ever sex tape, I actually went and filmed part of it out on my balcony. This was in my first apartment where I had like a balcony, but the way the apartment is like there's other buildings like so close because it sounded like a weird shape. So there's all these other apartments here, and like halfway through, I'm just like look up and I just see so many of my neighbours just like looking over at the balcony. I'm just like,
oh god. Yeah, no, I know that song.
and that was like that was my first ever sex tape. I
Okay.
went all out, like I wasn't playing games.
Yeah, I guess it's easy to do content after that one. It doesn't really get
Yeah.
more live
We've
audience.
just been seen through so many like traumatic experiences filming. It's like surely it can't get worse.
But it's kind of funny too.
Yeah,
like,
no,
we
it's
don't
funny when
take
you look
life
back
that
at it.
seriously, to be honest.
No,
so,
not at all.
Yeah.
It's really interesting that you guys literally don't give a fuck, and that's
Nah.
what I
Yeah,
love
Yeah, like we're not
about
going to
it.
go home and cry about it. We're going to
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
home and laugh about it.
Yeah,
like,
that's
if we
why
get caught.
when we get loads of hate and like do they actually think we care?
Right.
Like we're making money and we're living our best lives. Like people like are just wasting their time commenting these things at us.
Well, that was a question. When you girls first started, right? Because I'm assuming, well, you said before that you didn't really have an online massive presence, right? So I'm assuming you probably never had like any hate comments, any hate messages,
Not
nothing
really,
like that,
no.
right? Was it the same with yourself
No,
before
I
you
got
started OF?
Oh, before I started, no.
Right. You
I
just
didn't even have
did-
social media barely.
Right. You're just going to school.
Yeah, I was just in school.
So now, obviously, going into it and being on the spotlight, especially you say blowing up on TikTok, brings fucking millions of eyeballs, right? Obviously, you get some dickheads that will just
Oh, yeah, you get
comment
loads.
some shit.
They're just
So
jealous.
initially, did it kind of get to you a little bit, or straight away you just always kind of had this attitude of, who the fuck
I
are
think
you?
that's just my personality. Even before
Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
OnlyFans, I don't care about people's opinions really. I've always been like that my whole life. Like if I think something, I'll say it.
Yeah,
Like it's just the way I am. So I'm not really
yeah,
offended by people's opinions.
yeah. You're the same.
Nah, just as
Yeah,
long as
yeah.
I'm making money.
Yeah.
Like the joke's on them.
And it's
the ones that
interesting,
broke.
like I would say I'm pretty much the same ever since like young. I've always been creating like YouTube videos and shit and just putting myself out there. Granted, not what you girls are doing, but still putting myself out there, and I still get a lot of people saying, oh, you're doing this, you're doing that. But I don't know, we've kind of always had this mentality of like, who the fuck cares?
Yeah, at the end of the day, like, is it really that deep? No, like, why do people care? Why is their opinion? Like, just focus on your own life.
And I bet you probably have never had somebody in person come up to you and say something negative.
No.
Right, there you go.
Actually, never. Sometimes you get a few
It's
lads
so
like
funny.
screaming, but it's never like they never actually like say anything rude.
Yeah.
You know,
Never.
they just wouldn't ever have the balls to just say it to your face. It's embarrassing, if
Yeah.
anything. Like, we read the comments and we're embarrassed for these people.
Yeah,
No.
but they're going out of their way, like, to say this to us, and it's just
Spending their time.
spend
right?
their time like.
We find it
Just-
funny, if anything. Like, keep
yeah.
it coming. It's amusing.
We
More
actually live
engagement.
rent free in some people's heads, and it's like their lives are like literally revolved around hating on us,
Yeah.
and it's just so
Ain't that fucking crazy?
it's so mad. It's like
Yeah,
really.
when you're living
It's
your
like
life.
I'm flattered that you think I'm this important in your life that you need to come out to get me and like ruin me. It's like,
Have
oh.
you had some like strange stories of somebody like pretty much stalking you or seeing you in
I
person?
have one right now. Like some guy literally just out to get me, just like trying to like take me down.
I had a
like, everything,
really
yeah.
weird one as well. Like, when I was live on TikTok, someone was like, oh, I saw you walking to the gym by yourself last night, and I literally was. And they were like, if you're gonna do that again tonight, make sure you're watching your back. Like, it was, and they were saying like the exact like location of like where the gym was and stuff, and it was just really creepy.
Weird.
Like so.
And, like, I literally felt I just stopped walking to the gym because of that. Which so that's kind of annoying when you have to actually change stuff in your lifestyle
yeah.
because of it.
I feel like as well, we in our where like the apartments like we live in, like we get so many messages of being like, I live floors upper/down from you, like I'll pay this much to meet up and fuck, like come down and see me. I just saw you walking out of the thing. Just like what the as if we're gonna be like, yeah, coming now.
Well, the good thing
So
about our apartment is the
creepy.
security is so
good,
high.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Really high security, which is why we like it there too.
Yeah.
I guess that is
It's weird.
one
It's just-
con of not even just
Yeah.
OnlyFans, just the social media presence is you will have some weirdos that will
Yeah.
kind of, literally stalk you.
It's just weird that guys think that that's gonna get
But
in our
but
pants.
I think it is all talk for the most part, though.
Yeah.
Like,
100%.
But I guess everything has pros and cons, right? This is just one
Yeah.
thing, but the pro is look at the life that you guys are living, right?
the thing is, I've heard worse stories of people with
Right.
normal jobs that are
Yeah,
getting
yeah,
stalked
yeah.
by a crazy
It honestly
guy.
could be
like,
anyone. It could be
Yeah,
anyone.
this is true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking about your life and kind of your lifestyle now, is it changed? I mean, I want to say has it changed a lot, but obviously, Belle, you just went straight into
Yeah, I
this.
literally just left school. I was like, that's just what I've done since then. I don't even want to think of what I could have ended up. Probably nothing.
I think with yourself, Alaska, I guess there probably has been obviously quite a bit of a change, right? Going from working at JD to full-time
Yeah,
OnlyFans. And
definitely, in lots of ways. Like, I feel like I can just take care of my health more now because I can actually get a good night's sleep and I can focus on my gym. Like, I love going to the gym. I've got more time for that. And I've met so many friends since that are just alike.
I feel like the friends we used to have were just so judgy and like different and like close-minded. But like, I feel like people in social media are just so open and like funner and
And
like
I've got such a nice friendship
such a,
group.
yeah, like love everyone we're friends with now.
do you also, from one point of it, now that you are at the level where you're at, not only just online, but also obviously financially, do you kind of see and sense that there are certain people looking to come into your life when you can see that they have an
Yes.
intention?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
that's
Especially
so hard.
girls.
Yeah, I've had a few guys as well like that. 100%.
We're so used to it now, we can see
Yeah.
through it.
At the start, I couldn't. Like when I first moved
Right.
here, I could 100%. Like I was blindsided. I had that many friends, so I was kind of grateful for any friends I had, and let people in way too easily, trusted people way too easily, and it fucked me over big time.
Yeah.
But now it's like I had a bit of a reality check, and we can just tell straight off the bat when someone's not being genuine, and it's just embarrassing for them because like they think we don't know.
Yeah.
Look, we know.
It's a hard lesson you learn, like
Yeah,
the hard way.
It's just a learning lesson. Like not everyone is who you think they are, and like it's just those people that are just have the shit lives, and it's not gonna work out for them. So
Yeah. Do you feel that as well, Alaska?
yeah,
When
100%.
somebody like straight away they just have a fucking intention to just get something from you.
Yeah.
I think something that I've spoken about, for me it's a little bit different because obviously I don't create content in OF, but I'm still in the business or just business in general. I think obviously the more money you make, the more of a status you get. Everything is an exchange, everything in life, even in like relationships, like a guy and a girl, right? Like in a relationship, everything is an exchange. And I think if you have somebody messaging you girls saying, hey, even if it's another girl, right? Hey, let's go for a coffee or let's go for a drink. If it's just a random girl that just
You've
goes.
literally had this. It's like, why do you think you have the right to like
Yeah.
our energy?
Or like I'd meet friends like for one time, and the next thing they're like, "Oh, let's collab on OnlyFans. Can you shout out me out?"
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what? No.
Yeah.
And it's so like, oh my god, you could have made it a bit less obvious. Like, come on, if you're trying to, like, you could have played the game a bit better. But no, it's like I go out with you once, and then it's when those questions start getting asked. It's like, I see what you're doing.
Because you girls
so
put the fucking hard work in for literally 2-3 years, and
I
then
hate
somebody's
girls.
just trying to piggyback and just skip the 2-3 years.
Skip it all.
Yeah.
It's not going to work for them though.
So frustrating.
Like what? It's just
Yeah.
not.
Do you know a lot of creators that have been in the industry for like, you know, quite some years, or most of your friends kind of early started around the same time?
A good few.
Yeah. Have they noticed like a massive change as well recently? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like when we all can tell when it's a bit more dead, or when it picks up a little bit, or like.
What would you say? Have you noticed like a pattern each year?
Yeah. Some months are just a bit more quieter, and then some months it just picks up and it's doing really well. It's completely just hit or miss. It just you can never really tell.
February's interesting because you've got Valentine's Day, but then it's also only 28 days. So it's like you can make a lot of money, but technically the month is going to be less of an income. Do you find as well, obviously months are kind of spiking every single
100%.
month? Yeah,
I feel like that's what everything is gonna have good ones and bad ones.
Sure. Is it obviously depending on social media?
Yeah.
Especially on TikTok. Like at the minute, it's just been a bit of a sticky one for us.
Yeah. There's just like all sorts to it really, but because obviously we have to put out content that's not very TikTok friendly sometimes, and it gets a bit annoying. But like at the end of the day, we're going against their rules, so we just have to do what we can.
Did you find that really fucking annoying when you first starting out, like social media marketing?
So straight. Like I had 2 Instagrams deleted. One was like 150k, other was at like 90k, and it's just like, oh my god, like come on.
Have to restart all over again.
Yeah, it's just like having to restart. But like that's something going into it. You have to know you're gonna have to restart like a billion times. It's just like, so I can't get attached to any account.
When you have to restart at first, it's like frustrating, but then it's almost like it's almost a push and motivation, if anything, because you're like,
you work
I need
harder.
to, like, because I need to like get back what I lost, kind of thing. Yeah.
Interesting. So yeah, we've spoken a lot already. Some very, very interesting stories. I think one thing that everyone's probably curious about as well, because when the conversation about OnlyFans comes about, everyone instantly thinks about money, right? Whenever somebody says OnlyFans, especially to people outside of OF, they just instantly assume all these girls are making crazy amounts of money, which sure, some of them are. But you guys obviously have worked very, very hard for it. So I'm just curious, when you girls first started making, you know, some really, really good money, were you financially smart, or did you buy some crazy stuff that you maybe regret, or
Nothing that I regret.
Yeah.
I think my car was like my first like big purchase. And then my private reg, that was a big purchase, but I mean it was perfect. It was my name perfectly.
Is it
How
public?
much was that? Reg.
Well, I'm not going to say the exact amount, but it was 5 figures.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it public, the reg, or
What does that mean?
like have you spoken about it?
Oh no.
Okay.
No.
Cool.
But yeah, and then my apartment, and then my sister, like she's like studying, she's still a student, she's like studying law and she's like studying abroad, so I support her a lot too.
Nice. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Really nice. What about yourself, Belle?
Well, at the start, like I'm just like such a saver. Like when I was living in Dublin, like I had nothing to spend my money on because I had no life, literally. But then when I moved to Manchester, obviously like the apartment I'm in now, I just like whenever I go on holidays, like I just don't hold back. I just go all out. Or if I'm going like hotels or something, I'll just get.
But it's more so for experiences, right?
Exactly. That is the one thing I want to spend my money on, like experiences over items, like any day of the week.
Not
like,
only just to be able to do something, but do it in the best way.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Have the best experience of it, and like with people. And I just love the way, like if I want to go on holidays, I can just go the next day with the click of my fingers.
Or if you're having a bad day, you love to just go have a little shopping trip.
Oh god, yeah.
Nip into Selfridges.
Yeah, if I'm having a bad day, like I'll literally like.
Cheer you up.
It's just I know it's going down. It's the retail therapy.
Yeah, I actually need to go again soon because I actually left one of my Christian Dior bags in an Uber the other day and it's lost.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I feel like having a retail day as well, so I'll come.
Did you message him?
Well, it was a funny story because the taxi actually cancelled on the app because Belle wanted to do some detours to go and pick something up.
Oh,
so
yeah.
the route got changed. So it was like, it's okay, you can pay me directly. So we had to cancel the thing on the app so we could pay him directly. So there was no way of tracing it back.
Such bad luck.
It was just an unlucky one.
Oh, should have told him about the bell and
I
taxi.
know. I could have twisted his
right
arm.
back. He would have been right back with 2 bags.
I'm always like, I wonder when I get in taxis, like, do any taxi drivers like just know? Like, I wonder if
It's like a story that's spread. Probably has to.
Is it video?
I
or
was
spread?
actually in a taxi the other day and I was editing one of my videos. It was me and another girl, like a sex tape, and I was just on my phone editing it because, you know, why not? And the taxi man, like, obviously he turned to me at one point and he was like, why are you doing that in my taxi? That's haram. And like, I'm like, you should be looking at the road. Why are you looking at my phone in the first place? Like, I'll do what I want.
How
Like,
did you see your phone? You're sitting in the back.
no, I was sitting in the front. I hate sitting in the back. I'm not, come on, I'm not sitting in the back. Do I look like someone that sits in the back? But yeah, he was like, you're gonna have to get out. And I was like, sorry, what?
So
But
what
of course,
then?
I gave him a piece of my mind, and of course, he drove me to my destination and shut his mouth, and I continued editing my video. I'm sure you can imagine.
Yeah, I can actually imagine.
No, but it's interesting. By the sounds
I'd
of
be
it,
shitting myself in the back.
you guys are good with your money. Yeah, I was expecting to be like, yeah, we bought this, we bought that, but no.
Actually, no.
Not really, no.
Honestly, very good with your money. Have you started investing or not really?
My mum like does that all for me because I'm
Yeah.
not actually at that level of
Mum's
smartness
like a
yet.
little accountant.
She's like my little she's like my Kris
Okay.
Jenner.
Yeah.
But she just does everything for me really. But like yeah.
So just to
the
circle
idea.
around on that conversation and with your parents, right? So because obviously we've spoken about it at the beginning when you guys first started. Now what are they like?
There's
Well,
such a contrast because,
Yeah.
like, say Belle's mom is so involved. She's
Yeah,
like a
she
little
actually
assistant, accountant, whatever. Whereas my mom, she just doesn't ask questions like
Yeah.
at all. Like
Yeah.
it's out of bounds. We don't talk about it.
We're both fabulous twins, so yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
It's interesting. And your if you don't mind me asking, kind of your backgrounds. How did you born in? Were you born in
Dublin.
Yeah. Kind of your upbringing. You went to an all-girls school, you said.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
shit.
And by the way, just for context, the reason why I'm asking this is obviously I'm just trying to imagine like your parents' point of view, right?
Yeah.
But
My-
they just, yeah.
My parents were like proper university people, like really smart. Like everyone was probably expecting me to
They're
go off
pushing
to
you to go
university
uni.
too and be like but like I was a retard in school. Like I was actually in the like disabled people's class. I'm not even lying. Like I was fully like in with all the disabilities. Like I was just so dumb. Like even in like the lowest of levels, like I still failed all my tests. Like I just wanted to take the piss all the
Just
time.
never took it serious.
Nah, I was just there for a bit of fun,
Yeah.
like,
You-
and especially when you're in the kind of not stupid, well, you're in the dumb people class. Like, there's a few other like not normal people that aren't actually like have disabilities. So like we're just stupid naturally. So like they'd kind of just want to take the piss as well. So we'd all take the piss together, and you just wouldn't learn a thing. And then that's why I was like a bit concerned. I was like, shit, if I don't do well on OnlyFans, like, what am I gonna
'Cause, yeah,
do?
But it sounds like for you, you already had a game plan. So
Yeah.
at that point, I feel like school
Yeah.
was like, it's just
Yeah, it was just
fucking,
the
let me just
DOS.
get out of it.
Yeah.
Was it similar for yourself?
No, it was different for me.
Different?
So I had a similar background, like a good upbringing, whatever. But I was like, my mom knew as well. Like, I was always bad. Like I was always misbehaving. Like I was really smart. I was like always top of my class. I was like in the top sets. I got really good grades, like A's. But I didn't want to do anything boring. Like I just get a thrill out of like being bad. So my mom she's obviously always known that. Like my school, when I was at school, they literally said to me, like, if you didn't get such good grades, you'd be kicked out a long time ago. But we need you because you make this shit school look good. Yeah, but like that's literally what my head teacher sat down and said to me. So, yeah.
That's
It's really,
cool.
I was in like such a like Christian Catholic school. Like it was such a high school. Like everyone rated so highly. Like it was such a strict school. And then I feel like I've just come out of it and everyone's just, because obviously word travels. Like everyone in my old school, probably all my teachers know now. It's just like, what the fuck came out of that? Like I feel like that was the last thing anyone was expecting to come out. Because everyone always goes to college from that school and like becomes like doctors and shit. And then I'm just here getting my tits out and like getting shagged on camera, having orgies now. And the teachers are just like, what the fuck?
Do you go to visit back home, by the way, both of you?
Yeah.
Where you grew up? How was that?
Yeah.
Yeah. You still friends with a lot of the people? Or?
Oh no,
No.
not really.
Yeah. They yeah, it's interesting. I think everybody in business, when you maybe not even business, I think just life in general, innit? When you just fucking get older, you move.
You just grow apart from
Yeah.
people.
Correct.
I feel like
Lives
especially
are
since
different.
they have different jobs, like it's just different now. Like they don't really understand what we do.
It's hard to have conversations.
Yeah,
really,
it's like what do you even talk about really?
I think at least for me, it's like and I heard this somewhere on a podcast, and it's like whenever you grow up with people in the same place, you both have the same opportunities, but then if one person does really, really well in life and the other person maybe doesn't do so well, they almost naturally have this, not hatred, but jealousy, I think.
Yeah, I
Do you
definitely
maybe
see
notice
that.
that when you go home?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I just feel like people that I used to be friends with, like seeing what they're doing now, it's just like, I predicted that.
Yeah.
Yep, I can see that coming. I just feel like if I had continued hanging around with that kind of type of people, that would have been me. But I'm so glad I just like took the risk. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna just do the OnlyFans, and then like here I am.
It's really
like,
fucking worked out.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Awesome. Do you, moving forward, do you have kind of, you know, by the sounds of it, you're like fucking, you got a mindset, you got a goal,
just
and
keep
just
pushing at it and just keep doing every opportunity like take.
Do you have any girls have anything planned, anything in particular, like, right, this is the thing that I really want to work for in the next 5 years, or is it just really just keep growing?
We just like to enjoy in the moment.
Yeah,
we enjoy
opportunities
what we do as well.
yeah.
We don't like to think too far ahead because things can always change
Yeah.
at any moment. So it's a waste of energy, in my opinion.
Yeah, I just feel like everything just comes and evolves, and we just take opportunities as they come.
I love it. I honestly think, especially with a lot of OnlyFans creators, and I take this like in the lightest way possible, like in the best way possible. I think a lot of people have the wrong perception of people.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
100%.
Before
We meet
they
people
speak
all
to
the
them.
time,
Yeah,
and they're like, "Oh, you're actually okay."
Yeah,
like,
people meet me and they're like, I thought you were so
"Thought
weird.
you were a total weirdo." Yeah.
They thought we were such weirdos. Obviously, because we do
All
take
the
the piss a
time.
bit on social media, but like we're not actually
But
weirdos.
again, it's just marketing, right?
Yeah.
And the amount of OnlyFans creators I've spoken to now, that all I realize now is, at least for me, the girls that I work with are earning 30, 40, 50,000 a month. They just think of it, look, it's a business. Sure, obviously they enjoy it, same as you girls, they're passionate about it, but it's a fucking business. They have to wake up, they have to create content, reply to messages, so on and so on and so on. It's literally just a business, and
I
at the
think
end of
that's
the day,
where a lot of people struggle to. It's all about consistency. I think me and Belle are very consistent.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, because obviously you have to be your own boss, you have to be your own motivator. I think a lot of people will just like take like a couple of weeks off, and you can't do that
Can't do
because
that.
then you're just taking big steps back.
I wouldn't want to do it. Like I love it so much. Like
No,
I just
we
feel like I'm not
wouldn't.
working half the time.
Yeah.
Like you know.
absolutely love it. Girls, thank you very much for coming on the podcast.
Thanks for
It's been a
inviting us.
pleasure.
It's been great. If you guys want to find all of their socials down below, I'll link everything down below. Yeah, I'm sure you guys do. So go ahead and check it out. And yeah, thank you so much. I'll see you guys on the next one.